big, we're already established. And it's crazy, man. We can make beer come out of ceilings. We can make it pirate themed, put a cannon on your roof. We can make it military themed. We can make it, a library, a girls' spa area for, the girls only, since sometimes the girls have the house and sometimes the man has the house. So if that person wants their own space outside the house, we can do that.
So would you say that TV show that you were watching was your main inspiration for doing this pub?
Oh, definitely. I've reached out to the owner a couple times, the main guy in the show. I've emailed him a few times.
Did he ever respond back to you?
Yeah, actually I think it was his wife that responded back to me.
Oh yeah, what did they say?
Well, I was asking her where she got certain things. Like, hey, I do this in Texas, blah, 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 blah. I want to know, because they have vendors, special vendors that go on the TV show. That's almost all TV shows are. They have a special, special product vendors that go out there and give them free stuff, whatever. But I was like, hey, where'd y'all get this vendor? Who's this vendor? Where'd you get this from? Where'd you get that from? Because I want to use that same products with my products down here to make it the same artsy, kind of edgy stuff. And they emailed me back and forth. It was kind of cool. I even told her, I was like, I would love to meet your husband one day. But that's as far as it went, though.
Kind of like your little secret role model there?
Yeah, definitely.
Or you're the secret admirer, in other words?
Oh, definitely. I'll go out with the guy for a beer anytime.
So you were saying that basically it takes, like, when you were looking into it earlier, that you said when you wanted to design your own pub for your own backyard, that you found that in order to get that pub design or that to get everything in motion, that you had to get all these different services. You want to go in detail about those services again? Oh yeah, like after I found out Pinterest and to that treehouse show, I was like, man, I want one too. I mean, I got money, I got a couple grand, let's go. I want to pay someone to build me one. I Googled, looked it up. I looked it up on white pages. I looked it up on Facebook, because some businesses advertise different ways. So I looked in every avenue I could find to find a business that does it. But I want to pay someone to do everything. I don't pay you to do, like, build me a shell and just take off. And I got to call a couple more Joe Schmoes to do the rest of the electricity, plumbing, the bar setup, and all that. So like, man, this is rough. I don't want to do all that. I have 20 people come to my house every other week to do something. So that's when I came up with the idea, and I reached out to some of my friends that are master carpenters and, they're plumbers, they're electricians. I reached out to my friends that work in the bar business that install all the beer pipings for restaurants and stuff like that. So I got us all together and said, hey guys, let's do this as a business, and we, kind of started from there. And what made them so reliant just to go to you? Like, just because it was going to be a constant workflow, or did they know that you were going to be able to bring them constant business? Like, what made them give the confidence to go completely devoted to you?
Well, I told them there's a show on the FYA channel. It's called He Shed, She Shed. It's now in, I think, season 3 of its show. And I told them if we can get on that show, I mean, the qualifications for that show is pretty high. It's not like you can build a $1,000 shed and get on TV. You got to have something that's more, TV appropriate, ready, all pretty and beautiful and cool. I told them if we can meet that show qualifications, our faces, our names, our companies could be on TV just for maybe 30, 40 minutes. But that's all it might take, just have someone watch an episode and live in San Antonio, Texas, or Helotes, Texas, or wherever around this area. I'm like, that guy's on TV, he's in this area? I didn't know they do this in this area. That'd be a big booster for us. And I told them that basically have a portfolio of multiple businesses under my business subcontracted out. So if we get calls for something, they get work for sure. It's more of a guarantee work or extra work. I know my guy that works at I think it's called Geysers, I think, is the beer place. That for him it's extra money.
Oh, nice. So
and it's fun, I tell everybody it's like a family. We're gonna have a family-oriented kind of group of employees and people under the business. I don't want us to be like a tyrant or, be hard on people. I want us to have a good time, enjoy it. Most corporate jobs nowadays, you can't really enjoy it, have a good time, because there's so many rules and regulations and code of conduct things you can and cannot do. And it's like once I walk on eggshells every time I go to work at some corporate places. So guys, we're just gonna be a family, man. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, speaking from the family business, what were the steps what was the process basically from when you went from your Pinterest interest of doing the pub to I want to make this business? Like, what made you go into that? Why did you want to start a business?
Well, I wanted to start the business because, like I said, I was looking for a pub for my own backyard. I couldn't find one. I was like, man, do you know how many people in Texas like to drink and party at Fiesta? We got Spurs games. People like to watch movies with their kids and barbecue. Almost every family I know barbecues every other weekend. So, like, man, why didn't give people a place to go when they have barbecues or when they have their friends over or they have, like, someone's birthday? Give them a place to go. Instead of inside the house, get the inside the house dirty, get the outside house dirty. And also, I have an interest in real estate or I have friends that are realtors, and I've looked at some of these new houses. it costs like $400,000 or $500,000, $300,000, brand new house, but your backyard is the size of a closet on these new homes. I grew up in a house that was built in the 80s and we had a big backyard, but all the houses nowadays are tiny backyards. You can't make no use out of it.
Yeah, I grew up on the south side where I had like a huge backyard to run around. We could play basically a small game of football in our backyard.
So what I see is like why spend 30 minutes of your day mowing your lawn, going back inside, and when you paid for that dirt, you paid for that grass, you paid for that space. So when you pay for that space, let's make it useful again. Because nowadays all we're using it now as Americans with technology and all the stuff we're doing, all we're using it for is to mow the lawn, to not get a ticket from the city, and go back inside. We might as well make it useful, you know.
And what are the steps that someone would have to take before you even consider doing a job for them or them considering you?
Well, I have a couple of things I like to do. One is I do a free estimate for every customer. Because doing the estimate, a lot of people think it's just like me, looking at the backyard and that's it. It's more a process. Like I make blueprints, 3D model before I even build the place. I want to give the customer a 3D model so they can explore the inside, outside, and go around the building so they can improve it. Because once we start making it, I'd rather make it right the first time. And then also with the free estimate, I also include a free barbecue on me. So I was going to spend, I want to say at least minimum of $7,000 shed, which is still a pretty cool shed with that amount of money. But your first barbecue with your friends and family is on me. So basically, I'll host a barbecue, I'll cook all the meat for y'all. That way your friends and family can come see what we do, and if they like one as well, they can come, definitely contact me, we can talk.
Oh, okay, so you give them like a little peep show into or a preview into what they're looking to get into, what they might be interested in buying. It's
like if you're going to spend $100,000 on something, might as well brag about it. Invite your friends and family over, invite your neighbors, let them see it. Like, dude, look what I just got, and show it off, show off a little bit.
Now, I remember you were saying that you had like a crazy offer from someone to do something extravagant. You want to go in detail about that again? Oh, yes. I would love to do this opportunity, but with our capacity, what we can do right now, I can't fulfill that opportunity. But the cool thing is this guy I met recently, he's a business guy. He does a lot of big transactions a lot. He's a pretty big business guy. But he wants to send, he's from Puerto Rico, like my family is too. He wants to send, I think he said 6 pub sheds from here to Puerto Rico already built on the beach. So using them as bars, and then he wants to put 2 together, make it into like a small little restaurant, like a tortas, kind of taco place, on the beach. Mm-hmm. I'm all cool with that. My family's from Puerto Rico, so I know how the beaches are, the beautiful touristy place, but I was like, dude, I can't do all that, man. I gotta put it in a giant shipping container, I gotta buy the container or rent it, however that works, and I gotta ship it from Corpus Christi to Puerto Rico. I was like, man, I'm a small shrimp right now, I can't, do that kind of high scale work like that. But definitely that's a cool opportunity, I would love to do it, but maybe in 5 years we're ready. 5 years?
Hopefully.
Well, what would you say has been your best experience building or doing these pubs so far?
I've always been a people person, so for me, just meeting people, seeing their silly. Some people even say, hey man, that sounds dumb, but I want this. I'm like, dude, no, that's not dumb. I don't believe the word no. If I can do it, I'll do it. If it's a safety concern, a health concern, I'm not going to do it, obviously. But, if you want, beer to come out of the roof, if you want a beer waterfall, if you want, all kind of stuff, we can definitely do that, But, man, I love meeting people, man, getting their ideas.
Oh, yeah.
Brains and
that's why I want to start this podcast, is just meeting different people, seeing how they came into whatever business or passion that they're doing, just seeing, the steps, hearing and listening about the steps that they took to get to the level that they're at and where they want to take this, what next level they want to take it to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. For me to take it, what I would love to take it to is my 5-year goal, maybe 6-year goal, is to be able to have, a warehouse space or a manufacturing facility where we can actually prefab some of the walls and maybe some of the bar tops, and that we can put it in a U-Haul truck or just put it in a truck and take it with us so we can get it done quicker. And then plus if we get to prefab it, the weather's not going to bother us. We can build all day long, versus if it's raining in someone's backyard, we got to stop, put a tarp over it, cover it up, make sure it doesn't get damaged while, it's still under construction.
Yeah.
Plus too, I would love to have about Lake Medina or Calaveras Lake, or maybe even towards Helotes outskirt area or Cachua outskirt area, is to have a place called Pub City. Basically, going to have between 6 to 8 different pub sheds with different themes. One could be pirate, one could be space, one could be action, movie based, a bunch of memorabilia, different things, with a treehouse in the middle for a DJ to sit up in. So basically have a circle of different bars with a treehouse in the middle of the dance floor. In the treehouse, we're gonna have the DJ up there. That would be my love to do, and have a kitchen. And eventually, once we have that set up and kind of going, eventually build a kitchen in the back. Because building a bar is cheap, but building a kitchen with all the kitchen stuff and ovens and stoves and all that stuff is expensive. It's not cheap at all.
So basically, you'll be making like a mini type of bar restaurant.
Yeah, it's all like it's more like an outdoor thing.
Yeah, for the outdoors, either for people's backyards or maybe for someone's little business down the road. I don't know how that will follow in city code or whatever.
Yeah.
Housing code.
I mean, cool, man. To tell your all their friends can go on Instagram. I'm at Pub City, and there's like 8 bars around you. Like, what's that? It's like a pub crawl, but in one spot.
Oh, that sounds pretty awesome.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you plan, like that's your 5-year plan, right?
Like my 5 to 6 year plan, yeah.
Oh shit.
To get to the scale to where we have more of a household name. People kind of recognize maybe on Facebook or somewhere in the business on Instagram, whatever. So like, hey, Pub City, it's a Hupp Pub's place. Let's go. Blah blah. Those same places are pretty cool, And then once we get past that, and then about hopefully 10 to 12 years. I want to be able to open a manufacturing warehouse, a bigger warehouse or facility, to have someone in a different state like Maine, Washington, Montana, somewhere far from here. If they wanted the same concept in their own backyard, I can just prefab make it with instructions, send them all the equipment they might need to slap it together. We did like 99% of the work. All they have to do is put it together like Legos. So I can just do that and maybe send them like a business card or an affiliate we know of in that area that can install the bar stuff for them. That they know is trustable, reliable kind of person. We can hook them up with that. That'd be kind of cool.
And you primarily want to show off your work just by your showmanship and not really by getting in people's faces, asking them like, "Oh, would you like this pub design in your backyard?" Or
oh yeah, no. I've been a salesperson since I was 15 now, and I've always learned like. You gotta be as pushy, but only a tiny bit. Get pushy, people don't like you, they think you're rude, this and that. So, of course, being as a business owner with Hupp's Pubs, I'm the salesperson, I'm the marketing guy, I'm the finance person. I do everything in and out besides the labor stuff. So definitely when I meet people, I don't want to push them. I'm like, here, just check it out. Get my brochure, get my business card, tell them to check out my Facebook page, which it's just called Hupp's Pubs. Here, just check it out. I mean, I also have my own personal owner page on Facebook, so unless reach out to me directly instead of the public page, they can. So, but I try to get it engaged more personally. I want, one thing I think would be cool. Once I get enough projects under my belt, I'd love to have like a pub shed owner shindig or pub shed owner contest of some sort. So all the people that own those pub sheds can be proud of it and show them off in their own way. Like having a contest, like who's got the coolest barbecue party or who has the biggest party, this and that with their pub shed or.
You can make a little contest like that on social media. Yeah, with social media on just like your Instagram page, and they can. Or Facebook and tag each other. Yeah,
definitely. That gets more awareness for them. It makes them feel good about what they bought because it's like, maybe they want a contest about it or something like that. It'd be kind of cool.
What was the most extravagant pub that you've designed so far?
I did one in Austin. It's very simple, but as people I know, Austin's always been trending forward. So Austin's all about the minimalist kind of stuff now. Growing up in Austin, this guy was a DJ. I forget his name though, but he wanted a pub shed. So I built him one. It was a light gray paint with yellow chairs, yellow accent all over. But the cool thing is I was one of the guys that asked for a bulletproof, soundproof kind of deal because he wanted to, do DJs, do sound stuff in his pub shed, but he wanted his neighbors to get bothered and call the cops and this and that because it's too loud. So it took me a little while. Eventually, about 4 or 5 months later, I found the machine that can make those organic bricks for me. And we built it from in Austin. It was really, really cool. I enjoyed the process. He wanted half it to be for his DJ booth, soundproof and all that. The other half wanted it to be a bar for him and his friends to hang out at. But he wanted to be pirate themed. So he actually used hydraulic actuators. Basically, I got a barrel. We cut it in half. We put the barrel towards the wall. And we had him he just pushes a button. There was a button actually on the table, and then the hydraulic actuators actually go up with the barrel.
Yeah.
And right under the barrel is all the pirates call it booty, all the liquor bottles and all that stuff. So when you push the button again, the barrel goes down, so you can't see the liquor in the bar. It's just it's all pirate themed, and we have the front of his bar that goes towards the backyard, the window. Yeah. That's set up almost like a walking the plank kind of thing for the drinks to come out of. It's pretty cool.
It sounds pretty fucking badass, to be honest. I mean, sounds like it cost a pretty penny.
Oh yeah, that one wasn't cheap. It was around $25,000.
Well, it's still not. I was thinking of way more than that, but damn.
Luckily, Austin ain't far, so we don't pay too much to travel.
Oh yeah. What's the time frame for that? Like, how long does it take from planning to the actual finished product?
When I do estimates for people, I try to say it's about a week-long estimate because based on the size they're requesting, I do measurements at the property of how many foot, length, all that stuff they want, length and width for the pub shed. So when I know the length and width, and then once I know the materials they're requesting, like maybe they want cherry wood, maybe they want different kind of woods they want. Maybe some people know their wood and they want certain ones for a certain look. And then they tell me, we kind of use your imagination, tell me what kind of lighting they want. Do they want track lighting? Do they want spot lighting? Do they want like hidden lights up in the roof that kind of hidden a little more? Do they want all that stuff? So once I get all the information down, it takes about a week to find all the cost of the material to get the blueprints down for the city in case they ask for them. And if not, I still go to the owner no matter what. Though they have the blueprints, they need to do repairs one day or something like that. Also, do get my guys together to establish a labor cost and how many hours and all that stuff it'll take. It takes about a week and a half to get all those numbers crunched together. And then after that, I listen to the customer, the final drawing and the final 3D model. And then, of course, the final price with a breakdown of everything. How much? I'm a kind of guy that love itemized prices. Hey, you go and buy tacos, and you get 5 tacos, and it doesn't tell you how much it is. It just tells you the total. I'm like, well, how much are the tacos, though? I don't know. So I'm the kind of person I like to see.
Yeah, you like to itemize. Costs. You like to see where every penny's going.
So I do the same for my customers. That way, they don't feel like they're getting over estimated
overcharged
or underestimated. So I try to give them the full breakdown. Like, hey, this is what this all is. This is the value of everything. We're charging you correctly.
Awesome.
But after that, about a week and a half, once we have a date with the customer to get started, I try to tell them it takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks to finish, from beginning to end. Of course, I plan on finishing earlier, to be honest with you. But I try to tell them a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on the build, the owner's availability to be on the property. I don't like to be on the property without the owner present unless they're signed a waiver and they're cool with that. Because if something happens and they're not there, it can get kind of crazy. So, and of course, weather has a factor.
You were saying earlier that before you even consider a person, there's certain codes depending on what city you're in. You want to describe those codes?
Oh yeah, a lot of realtors know about them. Of course, they're called property setbacks and/or easements. So of course, with different people in different neighborhoods or areas of the city, the setbacks could be 4 feet. Sometimes the normal is 6 feet. It could be. So I've seen somewhere like 12 feet, 10 feet kind of setbacks. Well, setbacks is basically where the property line, something can be built so close to the property line, and then of course there's like plumbing, cable, electrical wiring that might go underground that people might not realize are under their home, and you can't build above those lines because if something happens or something ruptures or breaks or tears underground, the city has to come in on your property and fix it. But if you have a shed on top, pool on top, and they can't fix it, they're going to literally destroy your stuff because you're over where you're not supposed to be over. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of complicated sometimes. A lot of people that when they buy a house, they do get the setback property line and stuff like that with their closing paperwork from the realtor. So usually it's pretty easy to get the information for that. So I suppose before you call me, if you have a chance, look up that information and see where those lines are at in your property. So that way if we can fit your property, we can fit. If we can't fit, at least you know that beforehand.
How many people have you turned down because of that?
I've had to turn about 5 or 6 by now.
Were they very disappointed?
Some didn't understand what setbacks were and the situation, how to explain it to them, and some people were like, yeah man, it's cool, I understand. This isn't the first time I tried to build stuff in my backyard and someone said no. I just thought maybe this might work. Like, well, I gotta follow code,
Well, you were saying that it also depends on if you have to install plumbing or electrical in there as well, or
if we have to install electrical plumbing, some HOAs or some areas of the city might allow it, might not allow it. There's all kinds of rules, and that's why before I started business, I went down to the city planning building on Alamo Street, and I was asking the city planners there, hey man, this is my business, I'm starting up. What things do I need to be careful of and rules I need to be knowledgeable of? Mm-hmm. And then basically the guy that plans all the stuff for the city for the building permit says, you got to do all these things for it to be approved by the city to build it in someone's backyard. I was like, man, more than I thought there would be. I thought I could just build stuff and that's it. But now there's a whole bunch of rules and stuff.
And that didn't turn you away from doing that? Just all those rules that you had to come in compliances?
Nah, like when you've been in the corporate world for so long and there's so many rules at your corporate job, you kind of get used to the rules really.
How about we dive into like your background, how you gain all this expertise and knowledge and where you learned it from what jobs, and how you gain the experiences that you're at and what you do now.
When I was in middle school, I took wood shop in middle school, so I've always been like a handsy person. My wife knows, I'm always fixing stuff, my roommates in college. when they'd always leave the house, come in and out. College kids always being busy and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever the girls would come home, with my male roommate, when he'd come home, they'd always see me fixing the bushes, fixing the doors. I'd literally start fixing nails and stuff in the walls, and like they used to call me Daddy Jad just because I was like the dad taking care of the house kind of thing. That was a nickname. I've always been a fixer-upper kind of person. I've always strived to have, do things with my hands all the time. Like my wife, when we do our house, the rental property right now we're at, but I was like, babe, I'm going to transform this backyard into like a paradise. We can hang out with your family because they have barbecues every other weekend. Mm-hmm. Our house could be the go-to party house. And I have this whole blueprint set up for our backyard. My wife's like, babe, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, man, but I got to stay handsy. I got to do something. I can't just be sitting on the couch,
Well, there's a lot of people out there that just prefer to sit on the couch. Like, what gives you that drive just to do something? It's just like you don't like sitting on the couch. You just get antsy. What is it that makes you want to drive just to do something?
Well, see, like my one thing I like to say is like my dad back in the day had diabetes, and back in the 90s, diabetes was like cancer. I mean, mm-hmm. If you don't control it the best way you can, it's not going to end so well. So my dad, of course, ended up passing away when I was 6. But when Dad passed away, man, he was an Eagle Scout. He started John Hagee's TV channel on Channel 22 or whatever number it is. He was a reporter for KENS 5. He was one of the head guys in the DARE program for drugs and abuse at the police department. He did a lot. He died at the age of 28, 29. So for me, I want to kind of copycat my dad. And my dad also had a business for television and film. He did television and film for weddings and photography and stuff like that. He also had a home appraisal business. My dad had like 4 or 5 businesses going at once. So if you're going to buy a house, you need to check the value of the home, you call my dad, and he'd come and appraise it for you. It's crazy how much he did at a young age. So for me, my drive is to copycat my dad. I'm going to emulate my father and be like him and the success that he had at a young age and all the things he accomplished. And also so my dad passed away when I was young. My mom was a single mom. Mm-hmm. So being a single mom, if I wanted certain things, and she had 3 kids, of course, me, my brother, and my sister, if I wanted certain things, like a new Xbox or like, the expensive technology stuff back in the day, like it was. Now, of course, it's cheaper. Yeah, I had to go out and find it myself. So once I bought my first Xbox, shipment from China, or actually Sri Lanka, it's kind of cool watching it come around the world on the internet when it was in transit. But once my mom freaked out because a pallet of Xboxes got dropped in my garage. Like, Chad, what are you doing? I mean, this is illegal? I mean, blah, blah, blah. Like, Mom, it's cool. Don't worry about it. But I couldn't afford the Xboxes. So I broke in our house. I used that check to buy those, I think it's 10 or 15 or 20 Xboxes. And literally, UPS came with a pallet and a forklift and dropped it off in my garage. And I played one, made sure it worked, and made sure that all the games worked, controllers worked. Back in the day, an Xbox with 2 games and 2 controllers was like $1 million. It was crazy. It was a lot. But once I didn't realize mine worked, I was like, cool, that means the rest are probably going to work. Because I tested it. So then I saw some of the other Xboxes out of my garage to friends, my poor friends and single moms too, or whoever needed an Xbox that wanted one. And then I realized, hey, this is kind of cool. And I ordered 2 more pallets of Xboxes, and I kept selling them. And then, of course, eventually the Xbox price dropped in the toy stores, so I was kind of like, oh, man, I can't get a deal anymore. But ever since I've had that big spurt of a sale, I'm like, mm-hmm. Dude, selling is fun, selling is cool, and you get to meet people,
And where did that take you from selling Xboxes? What was the next venture there?
I've been selling Xboxes. I started selling Kodak cameras out of my trunk. I started selling cigarettes out of my trunk. I've sold all kinds of stuff. Like, if you point out a product, I've either sold it or sold something close to it at least once.
So you're one of those kind of panhandlers that would walk up to you at a gas station or something. Hey, I got this stereo system. You can buy it for $100. Were you something like that, or?
I went where the need was. Like when I got cigarettes one time. I can't say really how, but I got cigarettes one time. They were super cheap. They were Winston Red, but they're from the Mediterranean, so the cigarette blend was different than the American blend. Mm-hmm. But I got them back in the day. I think a pack of cigarettes now are like $9, $10 or $8. I don't know how much they are, but I sold a pack for like $2 or like $1.50, whatever it was, depending on how much they bought. I literally went up to Barnes and Nobles because where the need was. And I was at Barnes and Nobles. I went outside smoking a cigarette, reading a book, on a laptop, whatever. I went on the window. Hey, do you need some more cigarettes? And like looking at me all weird, like crazy. And like, I'll sell you a bag full of them for like, $20. There's like 30 packs in here. Like, oh shit, yeah. And then, I've always found a way. I've always learned that when you're gonna sell something, you gotta find where's the need. You can't just go, like, if I want to sell pub sheds, I can't go sell pub sheds in an apartment complex. So you gotta find where the need is at. So I try to aim for like the higher scale homes up 281, for the houses on the south side because they tend to have bigger backyards, a little easier. Some of these HOAs are easy because I've called a lot of HOA presidents and asked them, hey, I have some customers in your neighborhood. Can I build these in your neighborhood? And they've always told me, like, what is it? And I show them pictures or email them pictures or whatever. Like, we don't have any rules on this. We have no idea what this kind of project is in our rules and all that stuff in the HOA. I was like, cool, so I'm good to go. And the people, ladies or guys that are run the HOAs are like, yeah, I mean, we don't have any rules on it yet. So.
Yeah, you're kind of on the new frontier for this type of venture or project in the backyard, having a pub shed in the backyard. I mean, it's still a shed, but it's a pub also as well. Like,
well, the crazy thing is, they're like, what is it? It's like a pub shed. And they're like, what is it? Like, they're confused. It's a new word. I mean, it's a new thing in America. I mean, pub is really a word for bar in Europe, you know. Not people say pub in America, but it's basically like a bar shed or, you know, whatever shed you want to make it really into. It doesn't have to be a bar. You can make it whatever you want it to be. And the person's like, what? Send me a picture. I send me a picture. And they're like, oh, because, you know, HOAs have rules on sheds. And HOAs, you can't put a shed so close to your fence or so close to your back door. It can't be taller than your fence, this and that. And they would tell me, no, it's not we won't consider this a shed in HOAs. It's actually considered an exterior den or an exterior room. So what I do with my customers in HOAs, I'll put like maybe like a barn type door in the back where it opens, you know, like a barn type. Mm-hmm. And you still put your lawnmower, your weed eater and all that stuff in the back of the shed on the side, wherever you want to put it. That way it still acts as a shed, but the HOA sees it as an exterior room. So it's like a bar, half shed. It's kind of cool. There's no rules on it right now, so it's pretty easy.
How long into there are rules for it, do you think?
I would say when there's like, I mean, I would say a big couple of years. Because again, it's not a big thing just yet. It's still a newer item, a newer concept to have. And people still don't understand it when they ask me, hey, how much is it? I'm like, I don't know. I need to come to your house and check. I mean, I need to know if your house is level, is it hilly, is it rocky, I mean, how do you want the foundation? Do you want pier and beam? Do you want cement? What do you want inside, you know? So I was feel, I mean, the hardest part is just getting past the questionnaires by the customers.
Yeah, because you said the most questions you get is, how much is that shed in that picture? And then you go on to say, like, I don't know, because what's in that picture may not be what you want.
Oh, yeah.
So you always have to, like you said, that's why you said you take like a week and a half to research all the materials that they want. So...
yeah, like, if a shed in a picture is like a 10 by 15, but in reality you want a 10 by 12, it's a whole different size. And we had to cut different wood and a whole different thing, because there's 3 foot of difference. There's 3 foot of difference of wood too. So I mean, we got to calculate everything.
What do you got in your own pub shed at home?
At my house, I don't have one yet. I built one at my aunt's house. I built one at other people's places when I was starting out. At my home, it's a rental home. I wanted to build one, and I probably could have made it convertible to take it with me to my next home. But I didn't want to do all that. It's too much work. What I plan on doing very soon for myself though is building a pub shed on a trailer. Mm-hmm. So basically getting like one of those big old metal looking trailers and then basically building a pub on top of that trailer. So it's, technically I can move it to any house I go to. I can take it to the beach with me. I can take it to someone's house. We can drink in the pub shed. You know what I mean? Just tow it with me. It's kind of cool.
What would you like to improve on your business right now?
I would like to improve on maybe a better opening statement or a better opening approach when I meet customers that have questions about the pricing and stuff. I wish I could have a better like script for myself or like a better way to say, I need to come to your house to see your stuff. Versus just saying that way. And I think people get kind of scared off. Like, you gotta come to my house? I don't know you. And you know, because 2022 nowadays, people get scared. People come to their house and the front door and all that stuff now. People have cameras in every corner of their houses now. But if I can find a way to overcome that barrier easier and maybe in a different approach, I would love to improve on that.
What would you say is your approach right now? Just too straightforward, too aggressive, or? I'm
just pretty much straightforward. Like, I want people to know that I'm a straightforward business owner. I'm a straightforward person. I'm not gonna lowball you or do anything wrong to you. Because a lot of people have fears of having contractors come out of the home and start jobs, not finish them, take the money and run to the border kind of junk I've heard about. Stuff like that. So people get scared to have contractors come to the home and start work if they might not finish the work. It's always that little fear. It's like going to a car salesman at a car dealership. You know he's going to bother you. You know he's going to haunt you down. You know he's going to follow you like a weird person. So I don't want them to have that same feeling of me being a contractor on their property. I want the customer to feel like, hey, I'm straightforward. So straightforward is how it's going to be. You can trust me. I wanted them to have that trust feeling at the beginning. Because if you lie to someone about numbers, like, hey, how much is this? I can be like, oh, it's $5,000. And then we go to the house to build it, and it's not $5,000. It's like $10,000. And I want them to have that experience. I want to have them from the very beginning have a trust relationship with me.
Yeah, because you want them to feel comfortable with you. So, how do you, like, I know you say you're straightforward, but like, is your manner of your tone like fast, slow, normal? Like how?
I want to say it's probably pretty fast and straight to the point, just because I don't want to have, I guess, like a 30, 40-minute conversation about just coming out to do an estimate. You know, like, I'd rather spend time doing the estimate than talking about an estimate for like an hour with some customers that are confused, you know? I mean, it's people like, I want this picture. I'm like, well, I'll love to do that for you, but I would need to come out to your property and actually see what your property looks like and where you want to locate it, where your dream is, where you want to put it, and what your request and stuff is. And like, when I say I want your request and your wants and needs, I think some people kind of freeze a little bit, like, wait, what? You want me to tell you something to do? You want me to, you know, say what I want? I just want what's in the picture. I'm like, no, it's a little more than that. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's different. That picture might not be when I build it. It might not be what you want, you know?
Why is it that you think that it might not be what they want? I mean, they see the picture, they see what they like what they see. Well, why would you not want to give them just that exterior and then say, also, hey, that's great, that's the exterior, but we still need to plan on the interior.
You remember MySpace? I'm sure you remember about MySpace back in the day. I mean, we always said people had angles when it comes to pictures and look different in the pictures.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the way most pictures are nowadays. It's all about the angle. It's all about putting your pose in the right shade of light, coming off the mirror. Like,
oh yeah,
that's what bodybuilders do. They always find that right angle. I mean, there's some people that take bodybuilding, or they're bodybuilders and they take fantastic photos of them flexing and whatever. I guarantee you, every one of them have taken probably 50 more photos or not for one pose.
Oh yeah,
just
definitely.
to get that single amazing shot that they're looking for, and I'm sure that's what the same thing that you're talking about.
Oh yeah, like I even saw recently on Google News. I was reading that McDonald's photoshops their food. Saw the burgers, the breakfast stuff, even the coffees. They photoshop everything, and it was crazy. So that McDonald's accidentally put it on the website showing the before and after. I don't know how they accidentally do that though, but they accidentally did it, and so you can see the before for the Egg McMuffin and after for the Big Mac before and after, and it's a whole different sandwich. So I don't want people to see that with my sheds. Like, this is what they see in the picture, and then when they actually get it, they're like, that doesn't match. Like, no, it does. It's just, you know, photography is different.
Yeah, photography brings out it brightens it enhances the colors.
Oh yeah, and then all the sharpness and all the contrast, the lighting, colors, and all that stuff. Yeah. And then some people see, like, I have one shed on my pictures, on my page and on my business cards. It's got an accordion glass sliding door. And so people see that picture, then the shed's open to air, and they don't realize it's actually an expensive glass accordion style door there. And then when I put it up, when I start baking it, and I show them I show them the bill for everything, like, wait, what is that? I'm like, that was in the picture you wanted, you know?
And what do they do usually when they react to that? Like, they just say, no, I didn't want that, or...
Well, that's why I haven't gotten up. I haven't had that issue, because I try to let them know, hey, this is everything we're going to do beforehand. As long as you're cool with this, we're going forward. And we're going to have my guys here starting tomorrow, you know, breaking ground and stuff. And they're like, well, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? And all the itemized stuff. Like, well, this is the lights that are in the picture. This is the door that's in the picture. This is the bar that's in the picture. This is the backsplash that you don't see in the picture for the bar. These are all these things you didn't see in the picture. And they're like, oh, and they kind of understand a little bit. Like, we can't order up pictures, man. We got to know exactly what you want. You know, do you want like a little mini acrylic pool under your on your floor, so it looks like when you're there, you're walking on water? Do you want, you know, beer coming out of the roof? Do you want a beer waterfall? Do you want, you know, a movie screen to pop out of the roof? Do you want two TVs come down from the center? Do you want like a waterproof speaker system aiming towards your backyard with a projector screen coming out of your backyard? I mean, I didn't know what you want, you know.
Yeah, you pretty much are going to make someone's pub shed 100% their custom made.
Oh yeah.
Whatever they want, whatever designs.
It's funny though, I've had a lot of people like email me on Facebook or on 5 Miles or Craigslist, whatever, saying, hey man, you can't be doing this, blah, 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 blah. And like basically it's other business owners of backyard stuff that'll basically kind of cuss me out. But it's like, man, we've been doing this for like 10 years, our blood, sweat, and tears, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, I mean, my guys have blood, sweat, and tears too for the last year and a half. I was like, I mean, but like, it's weird because the people that are cussing me out online, they build decks, they build fences, they build... Things are not pub sheds.
So why do you think you're making them feel threatened?
I guess they feel like maybe I might start to do decks or might start to do fences, which I'm not going to. I'm going to focus on one product. If you focus on multiple products, one product's going to get less quality. But if you focus on the same one the whole time, it's going to have the best quality. So why they getting mad that I'm doing this? I have no idea. I was like, man, guys, we're all in the same business. I mean, we're all in the same backyard style kind of business. I'm not overtaking your business of any kind. I'm not stepping on your feet. If we want, we can even partner up, maybe.
Would you consider partnering up with anybody?
Yeah, actually, I partnered up with a company called, I want to say it's called All Home Services. And basically that company, they do landscaping, they build some decks as well. They do plumbing, electrical, basically a smorgasbord of backyard stuff, except the pup sheds. So this girl actually used to work with, she went to St. Mary's, and she graduated with a degree in, I think, rocket engineering or some crazy degree for NASA, because she wanted to work for NASA. But she said, hey, I'm doing this company, is it cool if we, partner up? I'll sell your sheds and my stuff. I'll make a percentage of this and that. Like, yeah, that's cool, man. We're helping each other out. It's a give and take kind of world. So I partnered up with her, and it's been pretty good so far.
That's good. Is there any other potential partnerships down the road that you could talk about, or no?
Mainly just realtors, man. I kind of partnered, like I said earlier, partnered with realtors to kind of just put my information in their closing, buying home folders. And beyond that, there's not too much partnerships I can look forward to besides that.
Man, given all this busy life, how do you have time for a family and even doing other hobbies, man?
I dedicate certain days and time for a family.
So what do you do during your free time?
My free time, honestly, I'm a gamer. I play Xbox. Beyond that, I'll go on. Basically, free time really is not much of it, to be honest with you. I do Uber. Technically, I guess my free time I do Uber, Lyft. I drive for Amazon. I drive for Favor.
You're just all about just making that money.
My wife actually is an extreme couponer, so she'll go to CVS and buy like $200 worth of stuff, like $1, and she'll go to her work and sell it to the girls at work. Whoever wants makeup for like $5, or $100 worth of makeup. It's crazy.
Damn.
So we're both kind of busy people,
And what, y'all gonna make y'all's babies salespeople too? Just
finding... It can be. I don't want my daughter to be a doctor, honestly, but hey, they can be.
So what? I've seen on your Facebook that you do. What are those mug lotters or mud? How you call them?
What is it?
Those competitions. I saw you on Facebook.
Oh yeah, the eating competitions.
Eating competition. Those are eating competitions.
You know that one? Yeah, I did one for burritos at Las Palapas. I got number 3rd in the city at Calabria. The Calabria location. That was a couple years ago. I actually ate at Nathan's hot dogs contest in the Alamo Dome in front of thousands of people. It was crazy. I think the amount of people freaked me out, so I got nervous. It kind of ruined me a little bit.
How do you eat all that food? Like, do you puke afterwards? Once you eat?
My ritual is usually to eat something sweet and then a beer, like a cake, pie, something sweet, ice cream, and then a beer. Because usually the food, most competitive foods is salty, so I want something sweet to balance out the salty. I did 12 hot dogs in 10 minutes at Nathan's. I got in 3rd place. I felt a little unfair though because the professional eaters were there, and that's who beat me really is the professional eaters. Like they're ranked number 10th in the world, ranked number 19th in the world. They're world champs. So I felt a little unfair eating with them, but hey, at the same time, it was a cool experience.
I mean, sure, you're right behind them.
It was crazy because when at the stage, the people in front of the stage, there's a band before the tables were set up. And there's maybe 20, 30 people there. And then once the music started playing for the competition, and the guys are talking on the microphone. Basically, there's a movie called A Knight's Tale. The guy basically is kind of getting the crowd ready to go and introducing the eaters. He introduced me. It was tight. I had a cool hip hop song when it came out, and he was introducing me. It was tight. But when I looked at the crowd, it went from 20 people to a couple hundred. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And it made me nervous, man. All those people, this is crazy.
What made you want to do food competitions?
I've always been a big eater. Like my mom and my friends, coworkers at work, hey, you gonna finish that? I'll take it for you. Don't waste food. And I've always been people always call me the garbage disposal.
Where does it go, man?
I have no idea. One day I might find out. But because I eat so much like that, I was like, you know what, might as well use that talent and that capacity to try something. I did the corn dog competition at I can't think of the bar right now. There's a bar at the bar of I-10 Days of Allah, but they had a mini corn dog competition. So I basically ate 2.5 pounds in 2 minutes of mini corn dogs. Basically, each plate was a pound. So I basically eat 2.5 plates of mini corn dogs. It was pretty crazy.
Man, why don't you do that as a side gig, man? Just
go
around, just Make your own little.
I just want to go pro. Because if you win first place, you get pretty good money. Like in
Dallas. Yeah, some of those restaurants they pay out. Like
yeah,
not only do they give you the free meal, but then they give you like either $100, $200.
No, more than that. Like the tamale one up in Dallas. If you win first place, you get $8,000.
What do you have to eat?
Tamales.
How many?
Until the timer's gone. It's like a 10-minute competition. So whoever eats the most in 10 minutes wins the $8,000. And then they have one in New Orleans. I want to say it's a crawfish, I think one, or a lobster one. And that one you can win like I think $6,000 or $7,000 if you get first place.
Now, how'd you find out about these places? Well, did you research them or you?
I've always watched those Nathan's hot dog things on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Every 4th of July, man, that's cool. And then we're at my friend Bethany's, I think it was Bethany's birthday party at that bar. There's Vela, and they had a sign on that bar saying. Mini corner competition, professional style, blah, 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 come check it out, sign up. So I was like signed up and I was all drunk. And I just forgot I signed up for it until I got a phone call the day before. I'm like, hey, remember your competition's, tomorrow, you signed up. I was like, oh, damn. I was all drunk. I was like, I remember doing that. I was like, cool. So, showed up, started eating a lot of corn dogs, and I was like, dang, I can win. Like, this is cool. So then I started traveling around and eating, gone to Austin. I want to go to Dallas, hopefully this year, next year for the tamales in September. They have one called Slug Burgers in I think Mississippi. I want to go there and do that one. Slug Burgers I think that one pays like $9,000 if you win first place. The only sucky thing is though, there's not many of those in Texas. A lot of the eating competitions are in California or up in like the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to make what you can, here locally.
Shoot. Well, shoot. Why don't you do something locally? Just get a collaboration with some restaurants or something.
I know my buddies like my friend Sal and a lot of my other friends. Like, dude, why don't you do like a YouTube channel? Like, just record yourself eating stuff and just get a following, or get on Twitter and I'm just not a good social media person, so I don't know once I just do it because eventually you can get sponsored.
Why do you say you're not a good social media person?
I'm terrible. My
Why?
wife always tells me she has to correct my posts. My posts aren't like catchy and this and that. So I'm just not a good.
That doesn't matter. I mean, the main thing is just doing it, just posting. I mean, it's not. I think the main thing that people forget is that, or they think about when they doing a YouTube, like YouTubers, they don't care about poses. They don't care about what everyone's thinking about is the network standard. It's just having something that looks professional, being professional, making sure that you're doing the proper stance, that you're talking in a very assertive voice in today's weather. Yeah. Like, no, that's not what podcast is all about. Not even what YouTube's all about. It's just doing something that you want to express to other people. I mean, if you want to express how you can gorge down food down your mouth, I mean, I'm sure people watch that. There's tons of people on YouTube that do that already.
Oh yeah, there's all the subscribers and followers and stuff. Yeah.
But I'm saying like you could do like a collaboration with restaurants, like promoting your pub sheds while also doing this food competition. Like pub sheds is
like sponsoring the event.
Yeah, sponsoring the event at so and so so-and-so's sponsoring the tamales, enchiladas, or tacos.
Yeah.
So just an idea that you could possibly do.
That'd be cool.
Just something, and you could broadcast the competition. So
definitely.
I was telling Sal, I was like, man, you're into the Spurs. Like, you always down there at the floor, like the Spurs floor. Yeah, are you with him?
Yeah, usually.
Well, are you the one that takes him there?
Yeah. Usually we meet him go on StubHub, or we'll go somewhere and find tickets, dude. It's crazy. We have some good tickets sometimes.
How much you pay for those tickets?
Well, we had one. It was $100, and it was in a private suite upstairs, unlimited food, unlimited alcohol. But we thought the seats were gonna be high. It's in one of those private suites, like just good. You got free food and free alcohol forever. But we realized the seats actually go down. So like at the top, there's all the food and buffet, and the alcohol is free. But then you go down to the bottom is where your seats are at. So it's pretty cool. But it's in a locked. It's kind of like in a locked away seating area.
Yeah, because I always saw y'all like just way down there, and I'm all like, how are they always right there at the floor, and I'm way up there in like club level, like just enjoying the game from way up there. I can barely see the players, and y'all are right there. Yeah. Like, I always wondered who won the secret lottery between y'all two.
We didn't say turns paying for it. It was crazy.
Well, I was always thinking y'all were paying like $500, $600, $700
never paid
a ticket.
More than $100 per ticket.
Like StubHub?
Yeah, StubHub. I do SeatGeek. I usually find the tickets, or Sal might find them.
Yes, sir. You don't have to call me sir. Just call me. Oh, great.
You're a podcast man. Got your respect.
Nah, hell no. But yeah, brought you on here to talk about your pub sheds. You want to go in a quick stint about what your pub sheds are and how you came to it, why you're driven, what's your passion for it. Just do a quick skit over again, just for the video purposes and the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Basically my business called Hupp's Pubs. Basically, we are here to make your backyard interesting again, make it more entertaining and fun. Besides just mow the lawn, go back inside. We create everything from custom ground up. Nothing's pre-made from some place and brought it to me. We make it ground up with all my 8-round employees. Everything's custom made to how you want to do it, with your bar, a movie setup, a girl salon setup. I have the passion to do it because this is, when you open a business or start a business, if you open a McDonald's or if you open an ice cream shop, there's already 1,000 other of those in the same town probably. Whereas this one is the only business like this in town. So we're the only people that do everything from A to Z here in town. Versus our other competitors build you a shell, they take off, or they might build you a shell, the drywall maybe, and take off. But we do everything from the bars to the sound to lighting to plumbing to the bar setup and the bar installation with the CO2s and the all the piping and stuff. So we're a rare gym to have in San Antonio when it comes to making your backyard interesting again. Your house is a long-term investment. Why not make your investment a little more cool? So a cool thing is it does raise your house value. So maybe one day you do plan on selling your home. That's gonna be a cool thing to put. Hey, you buy the home plus this in our backyard. We've had it here 10 years, yada yada. And it's gonna be very, very cool to have that addition to your home in your backyard and your home value.
Awesome. Just got a notification saying that our sound quality is great. So
that's tight.
We're back on track. Even though I'm sorry if you're watching the YouTube video, you're gonna have like almost an hour of silence. But you go back to, you can go to Google Play and iTunes and Podbean to download the audio version. Right now we're just doing a quick skit of what we went over. We talked about pub sheds, there's building codes, the requirements that you need before you even get a pub shed, consider a pub shed in your own backyard, the estimates, the time it would take, the process. I remember you said that also some pub sheds require to be able to withstand like a F5 or T5?
Yeah, I think it's a Cat 5 hurricane. So as long as it sends, Category 3. So up to winds, I want to say that up to 110 miles an hour, I believe, is what it was from the city. So I get a city permit, and I show the city permit, my blueprints. The foundation has to be so far underground, under the frost line, so there's no way of the structure getting damaged from frost and cold. And it also has to be able to withstand 120 miles an hour winds. For only the ones that need the building permits. But it tends to be the ones that are like giant, like the big ones. When you get over so many square feet, you have a building permit for it. If it's a small size, don't need a permit.
No, what would be the size that you can get away with without a permit? Like
I want to say it was like 700 square feet or something like that, and then bigger than that, you had to have the building permit. I go back home and check on that, but I want to say 700 square feet, which is pretty huge. I mean, if you have one that big, Jesus, might as well build your house,
Yeah, no kidding. We also talked about that your food competition hobby that you were doing for a little bit. Are you interested in doing that again down the road? Maybe?
Oh yeah.
I know you said that you find those food competitions in Dallas and New Orleans very interesting. Like, do you plan on trying them down the road?
Oh, definitely. Like, if I can in September, I want to. Well, whenever I think it's June or July is when they have the hot dog competition. It's every year. They have the qualifiers basically, and the qualifiers are usually at least one here in Texas somewhere. So I'm gonna go find that. The diet to get ready for it is pretty intense. It's basically a lettuce only and water diet for about a week to a week and a half to get your stomach stretched and prepared for that quantity of food.
Mm-hmm.
But the tamale one's in Dallas. There's a slug burger one in Mississippi. There's I want to say it's crawfish. I want to say it is in New Orleans. So I would love to definitely travel. Take my family with me, make a little vacation out of it. But of course, when you start traveling, going to other venues, and your name gets more spread out, eventually Kraft or Kellogg or someone can sponsor you to let you travel and eat professionally. That'd be a cool thing to do.
No, yeah, that would be. I mean, I don't know how healthy that would be.
Well, they say like the most professional eaters eat properly, like in off season, because the season is usually between, I want to say it's March and November, I think, or March and October, something like that, is the eating season.
March to October?
Yeah.
Why is that the eating season?
That's like the season where they have the first competition usually, the pro competition is usually in March, and then it goes throughout the summer. The Nathan's one being 4th of July is the final one, and goes on from there with different events throughout the year. Usually from March to October is when all the events are taking place for the professional eating.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I actually got a jersey from, they had a Facebook, link and comment, like kind of thing competition from, I don't say his name is Big Black or Big something, I forget his name, but he's a big heavyset guy, but he's won several competitions. He's like my kind of idol, man. I was like, man, I hope I could meet some people like this one day. But he sent me his jersey, it was signed, a hat, it was signed. He sent me a playbook that was signed. It was cool. I got all his stuff, all his memorabilia sent to my house. It was crazy though because he's a big guy. His jersey is his jersey.
Yeah.
It's like a triple X. It's like a blanket on me. It's crazy.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
But it's cool.
So, I know you said that you like Xbox, but Xbox, food, what else is your hobbies? What else do you like to do? Or what would you love to do that you just don't have the time for?
Love to do, don't have time for. I would say definitely, I'm a aquarium kind of person. I love fish, aquariums, and stuff like that. I will definitely have a room in my house, just like 8 or 10 aquariums. But fish is like, having an aquarium is like having a third or fourth job. I mean, basically, it's especially depending on kind of fish you have, they're very touchy and sensitive. So I have one in my house now. The fish eventually passed away last year, and I haven't had a chance to revive them yet, get it going again. But I would definitely wish I had more time to devote to doing more stuff like that.
Well, I tried my attempt at aquatic life, and I thought I was doing so good. The fish were alive for like 3 weeks, and all of a sudden they just started slowly dying one by one.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
Stuff with the water changes and levels and stuff like that. Yeah.
I thought if I just put a little bit more medicine in there and make it better, nope, they just died even faster. I was just all like, well, I give up. I gave up on I think it's a 30-gallon freshwater tank.
That's cool.
I can only imagine. Like, I see people.
I got a 55 in my house.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
I can only imagine what people that have saltwater tanks.
Oh yeah, there's so much more maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
But some people that tend to have saltwater tanks and have a friend or a company that comes and maintains it for them.
Well, where's the fun in that?
You have
That's
in
not
your
a
house.
hobby, then.
As some people
that's
say,
just something to look at.
It's a feng shui of your home to have that stuff facing a certain direction,
Yeah, but then you know nothing about it. You're not taking care of it. Where's the thrill in that? Like, oh look, I got this, but someone else takes care of it. I have no idea.
Isn't it so pretty, right?
That's about it. I mean, that's great. I always find, I guess, pride.
Yeah.
When I build something or I build something up, and I'm taking care of it. Like, I'm trying to get my green hand. I'm trying to grow vegetables.
Oh, that's cool, man. I did that for a little while.
It's hard, and I'm trying to, this cold, even though I brought my avocado tree in when we had those cold blasts of winter, it still affected my avocado tree heavily, and I did some reading about what the conditions of what my tree is telling me. Basically telling me that it's nitrogen deficient, so hopefully I added some nitrogen fertilizer in there. Hopefully that will get it back up, but we'll see. I just wanted to grow some avocados for myself. I didn't realize it would be this hard.
It's hard. I did strawberries one time, jalapenos, blackberries. We had a rose bush. We had onions growing, tomatoes. Tomatoes are crazy though. Those things are out of control. The jalapenos always grow all year long. It's pretty cool. But then we tried watermelon. That shit did not last. I think the sun killed it.
You just gotta keep watering. I just bought some peppers, strawberries, and tomatoes. Hopefully, maybe.
Strawberries are easy, but then usually if you grow them, I do them organically. So when you're organic, they usually come like this, tiny little strawberries. But they're super sweet and different. Because the ones at HEB are, usually commercially made. Whereas the jalapenos you get are smaller. If you do strawberries are smaller.
Oh, one thing I want to mention is that I went to the farmer's market this past weekend. And I've been eating spinach from HEB, just their packaged spinach.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like that's fresh enough. Man, when we got the spinach, and I had it in the fridge for probably 2-3 days, not that long. Cooked it. The amount of freshness it tastes over the HEB brand, just it just tastes so much better.
It's a big difference, right?
Oh yeah, it just tastes delicious. I don't know how else to put it. It just tastes. It felt like a taste that felt right in your mouth. Like it didn't matter what you put on that spinach. It was gonna taste good no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do a Blue Apron for a little while, where they ship you the meals and stuff in a box.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, $60 for a week of food, but it's not bad to get 6 meals for $60. But dude, I know what you mean, because when they give you like bok choy or spinach or arugula in the package, it looks way different than it does at HEB. It's like bigger or like more green. Yeah, big difference. I know what you mean.
I did say we went to the farmer's market this past weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone saying that I didn't say when we went. But yeah, I highly recommend going to farmers markets. The closer you can get to the farm to buying the vegetables, because I work out in the countryside, so I run into like a bunch of farmers just selling their vegetables and fruits on the side. And
Yeah.
when I like the first time I bought spinach though, but I bought tomatoes, bell peppers, and let me tell you, when you buy a tomato out there, it's actually delicious. It tastes like a tomato. It doesn't just taste like water.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Because the ones from HEB, they just taste like water nowadays. I mean, I eat them like a fruit. Well, they are a fruit, but I eat them like an apple. Like I can bite into it and just eat it like that.
Yeah.
Or I'll slice it up and I'll eat it with like steaks and some green vegetables. But yeah, highly recommend going to farmers market if you don't do that already.
No, I don't do it yet, but I feel like they're hard to find sometimes.
No. There's one at the quarry, like I think it's every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The quarry market, just right there in the middle of the shopping center.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pearl Brewery has a farmers market on Sunday.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, when you got free time, I know you're a busy man.
Chasing that dollar, you know?
Okay, eat that healthy life.
Yeah, that's true. I think me and my wife are big. I only eat seafood. We might eat chicken sometimes. Not really much beef, but more seafood people.
What's your favorite type of fish?
Tilapia. Usually tilapia. Tilapia's shit. It's freshwater too, but it's tilapia. Honestly, I like salmon. Because we're making salmon steaks when you sear it and stuff. Oh, those are good. But my wife's not a big salmon person, so tilapia is what I got to settle for at home.
I like flounder.
Of course, you know, mahi is always the best usually.
Mm-hmm. Grouper flounder's pretty good.
I haven't had that one yet.
It's pretty good. Some restaurants have it. They're very hard to find in the markets, but when you do find it, it's not cheap.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not a big fan of cod. Cod has like a buttery taste.
Cod's, I don't know.
It reminds me of fish sticks a little bit.
Yeah, that's
it's like hard and buttery and yeah.
What about scallops? You ever tasted scallops?
Oh yeah, scallops, like bacon around it, all that good stuff. Oh yeah.
What was I gonna say before that about the fish? Oh, one fish you gotta try. Red snapper.
I haven't had that in a long time.
It's delicious. You can't go wrong cooking that, either fried, broiled, or baked. Like, it's good any other way.
Yeah, I know my roommate used to make them with the jalapenos. The red snapper meat, put in a jalapeno, wrap in bacon. Oh, dude, that was awesome.
You said you wanted to know more about sports activities. I mean, I know you're a food competitor. I didn't know you were into sports, playing competitive sports or anything like that.
Yeah, I used to play soccer in high school, and I lived on college time and stuff. And I talked to my wife, like, you know what? Maybe I should. Cause my daughter's in soccer and sports. So I was like, man, what if I do an adult league of soccer? And I'm not being the goofy white guy in the field, but man, I'm pretty good at defense.
Nah, there's the soccer league I'm in, the San Antonio Sports and Social League. We play in the Super Social League, which is basically just there's not really a set skill level. It's just pretty much just come out and have fun. It's competitive, but not to the point where it shouldn't break out into a fight competitive.
Do y'all get trophies and stuff like that in the end and all that kind of stuff or not?
No, we don't. If you don't win anything, you don't
Well, no,
you don't get first.
Yeah,
you don't get anything.
Ricky Bobby, not first or last.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Shout out to my team, the Dirty Eight. Even though we lost in the very last second. I played goalie for the team, and oh man, it was crazy how many like opportunities we had and how many opportunities they had that either my defense stopped or I was able to block the ball. It's just at the very last second, man, they swung that ball up over and there was like a crowd of just a mess of people, and I just lost, like it landed in the middle of those people and I lost track of the ball and I couldn't see where it went, and the next thing I know it just goes in the corner of the net. I was just like,
no.
and then right as I'm about to get the ball, I hear the ref just blow the whistle. I was like, fuck. Really? But no, it was good. I mean, even though like we lost, like we still played amazing throughout the game. We only had one sub. They had 4 subs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I feel it for my team because even though they only had one sub, like yeah, I'm working pretty hard in the goal box, but I'm not running around like they are. Like
Do y'all have a ref? I'm not ref. Do you have a coach? Or is it more just a social thing?
Social. I mean, kind of like coach each other. Like we do a group committee kind of deal, and we describe, like we talk about what our team's doing, what the other team's doing, what adjustments we have to make, and then some little good spirit talking to motivate the team.
Yeah.
Just things like that. I mean, we're all coaches and players that bring different aspects, but
definitely.
It's just like for me playing goalie though, it's not really my top set. I'm not really comfortable. I'm getting more and more comfortable as I get more experience under it.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to do it way back in the day for like a short period of time, for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like every other game, I was playing goalkeeper for like 6 months, and ever since then, pretty much when one person finds out that you play goalkeeper, it just spreads around like, oh, you played goalkeeper that one time, so you must be good, right? I'm like, what?
No.
But it's funny like how I don't think I'm that good at goalkeeper, but then people will say, oh no, you're pretty damn good. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I know what my weaknesses are and I try to work on them, but it's just hard, like especially when you have like injuries that I've had, like sometimes you just can't like you just can't move right or you can't move quick enough. Yeah. But I told my girlfriend, I was all like, let's do yoga, because she always does yoga.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
the bending dog and all that stuff.
Oh, she was showing me like just simple yoga poses, and I'm like struggling through just simple like 10-minute yoga.
Does she do the hot yoga stuff? What are you doing in a hot room?
No, we're doing this at home.
Oh, okay. I know that
I'm not ready for that. No, just that 10 minutes of yoga that we were doing, like I was already sweating. I can imagine if I was doing that in a hot room at 150 degrees. I wouldn't make it for probably 5 minutes doing that.
Oh yeah, I have a friend that they used to do that. She used to always do hot yoga. I'm like, God, that's crazy. I would survive.
You wouldn't even do yoga?
Nah. That feels weird, I guess, as a guy doing yoga.
Nah, it feels good though.
I know it's a millennial, thing going on now, but.
Well, for me, just cause like, playing sports, especially playing goalie, like I bang my body up quite a bit.
Yeah.
So jumping in the air, landing on the ground, throwing my body on the ground to get the soccer ball, and then also lifting weights. Like, I don't always do enough stretching before I work out or after I work out. Like, it kind of just depends on how I feel, if I'll do enough stretching or not. Like I'll stretch and I'll roll out like a little bit just to get a little warm in those muscles. But I don't actually do any stretching.
I know what you mean. Like when you stretch, you hurt your calves and stuff like that. And
I mean, it's just like when you say like you got to build yourself up for the food competition, you got to stretch your stomach lining and all that. It's just kind of the same thing.
Huh.
But You don't plan on getting into the gym anytime soon?
Nah, I tried it for a little bit, but it's hard because I guess when your wife at home is going to the gym with you, you kind of lose that motivation because there's no home motivation. I took it with me a couple of times, and she had a personal trainer one time, and she just threw up everywhere. She got sick because I got worked out too hard and all that stuff. That was like our first time going to the gym, for real, but I mean, that's ever since then. It's like, man, if I want to go, I want to go with somebody, I guess, like a teammate.
Yeah. Oh, I want to do a quick shout out to everyone that's voted for me in the vote for most awesome podcast in San Antonio. I greatly appreciate everyone that's voted for me.
Yeah, I voted. I voted.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate it. Just keep voting. It may or may not be a daily vote. Just go on the website, find out whenever you remember. Just vote. Especially huge shout out to Clifton Simmons, comedian. I had him on my first episode for this podcast. So if you want to go back and watch the video with him, he's been getting the word out of my podcast out there, getting me some votes. So I greatly appreciate him for everything he's done. Hopefully, one day in the future, I'll be able to repay him with the same kindness.
You want to shout out to our friend Orly, trying to get best bartender in San Antonio?
Awesome bartender.
Most awesome bartender.
I know.
Orly O'Malley.
I know, he was all like, dude, I don't know how I get on that list. I was all like, dude, I'll get you on that list. I just emailed the website. I was just all like, can you not, I want to nominate so-and-so for Orly for most awesome bartender. And then next thing I know, they just threw his name on the list. I was like, cool.
Y'all can win, dude. I know it.
It's a long road. I think the end of the competition of that contest is end of April, maybe, or end of March.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure. It's a long way. So the podcasts that are on there, on that list, they're good. All of them are good, but there's so many like San Antonio podcasts in like that are on right now. Like I think there's probably like a good 15, 20 podcasts that are here in San Antonio that are left out from that list that aren't getting any votes. But it is what it is. People will nominate them eventually. I mean, still, I believe the competition goes all the way to the end of April, so who knows? Maybe they'll get nominated and then they'll overturn. I mean,
like, as long as you know they get y'all's votes, man, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Cliff, like he was top. He got on the list. He was climbing, and then he was top stand-up comedian for a little bit. And then I guess that famous or the more well-known San Antonio comedian Cleto.
I haven't seen him yet.
Well, he's a local stand-up comedian as well, and he's also goes on the news channels quite a bit.
Oh wow!
So yeah, obviously he's gonna get a lot of votes. Yeah, but that is how it is. That's life. You're always gonna find someone that's more competitive or has
nowadays, especially when you have more followers and stuff.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like you just gotta build it up. Like that's what I like about this. Like I know I probably won't win it. I would love to win it. I'm not gonna say I won't win it because I don't have that loser mentality. Like I'll give a fight. I'll do everything I can. I'll still keep on begging people to vote for me.
Yeah.
But it's just getting up to that number is just going to be hard, and at least it's a fun experience. It's helping me get my podcast more out there.
Oh, definitely. More recognition.
Oh, heck yeah. But yeah, definitely I appreciate all the votes y'all have given me. Can't tell y'all enough how much love. I will give every single one of y'all a hug. I mean, I'm greatly overwhelmed with all the love that I'm getting. So thank you so much with all the votes, the private messages, the likes. I greatly appreciate it. But anyway, sorry about that. Just want to give a shout out.
Oh, definitely. A little shout out to our mutual friend Sal Ramos. I mean, if it wasn't for him, we would have been in this chair.
Oh yeah, no kidding. You need to get him on. He keeps on saying he wants to come on, but I told him like, you need to start your own YouTube channel. We can blast you off.
You know where Sal's old nickname back in the day was Sketchy Sal?
Yeah. Why was that?
Because he would you'd call Sal or text him, and he'd hear another text back. Like, you're just like a last breath, dying last breath, he probably still won't text you back. That's actually one thing I said at his wedding was his best man. That was part of my speech. But like,
yeah.
Sal, he's also the guy. Like, you call him, he'll answer when it's like when he answers. But it's like, man, his phone's always on silent.
Why is that?
Shout
Just the way it is?
I think it's too popular to get get too many phone calls. Maybe I don't know.
I remember.
That's why you always call him Sketchy Sal, because Sketchy Sal never shows up. Or he's late.
But it's funny, like.
Or he calls you when you're half asleep. He's like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, bro, I was ready to go like 2 hours ago.
But it's funny, like, if I remember, like, when it was, like, Boston stuff, but, like, hey, do you want to go to Boston? It's like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But that's, like, the only times when, like, he would respond was for Boston.
Oh, exactly. For Boston's, and he would want to go till, like, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. That's when he wants to go. If it's at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, he doesn't want to go.
Or he doesn't want to stay too late, he wants to go somewhere
Or,
else.
like, when you get out of the shower and you're ready to go, and you text him, hey, man, I'm going to come pick you up. Like, oh, I'm staying in. I'm like, fuck. He always does that.
Hey, but he's happy now.
Oh, yeah. Married a beautiful woman, beautiful kiddo. Yeah.
We love you, Sal. But, anyways, how do people get a hold of you if they want to get a pub shed of their own? How would they get a hold of you? Where would you want them to go check out your pub sheds, either online or come see your preview pub shed in person?
They can go to my Facebook page. Basically, just Google look up. So Facebook look up Hupp's Pubs.
Mm-hmm.
And or you can look up Hupp's Pubs or look at my name Chat Hupp, and you'll see there's actually an owner's page as well. So I have actually a business page and an owner's page where I can communicate more personally with people, and not the business page has more of the pictures and things that we have going on. Also 2 through 5 miles. I'm on 5 miles, so if someone wants to text me through 5 miles, they can. Of course, I do have my business email, which is huppspubs@gmail.com. So you can reach out to me whenever. No questions, silly question. No request is a dumb request. I try to say yes to every request we can do. The only thing I say no to is a safety hazard or a city hazard or some kind of hazard to where you can't do it. But otherwise, I always say yes to everything.
Okay, awesome. Any plans for a future website?
I want to do a website. I'm kind of stuck in the middle, I guess. I had a friend of mine that was going to build me one and set me up one. They said the fee to set it up was like $3,000. I was like, oh my god.
What? $3,000 to set it up?
Yeah, it was basically $1,500 for one part of it, and then $1,500 for another part of it. So like, crazy. So I went to.
But that's like building it from scratch, not building it from.
Yeah, build from scratch. Have its own domain, have its own email address, have it ready for e-commerce because eventually I want to start selling merchandise. Basically have its own stuff.
So he would do what those websites are doing, pretty much.
Yeah, because there's like Wix, there's a couple other websites. I think Square or something. I forget what it's called exactly.
Squarespace.
Yeah, Squarespace. There's a couple other websites that basically give you a template versus the guy that's going to do it for me is not making a template. He's making it basically from the ground up kind of thing, with no template, easy stuff involved. But I mean, it's his business. That's what it is for a business actually. But I think I might go to Squarespace and get something started. I'm not very tech savvy when it comes to websites and stuff, but I mean, I might tinker with it and see what happens.
Never mind, but they say it's easy.
Apparently. Oh yeah, I have people like tell me, oh, I said on Motorcycle Club website. I'm like, okay, you want to help me?
So guys, if y'all want a pub shed of any design that y'all want, if you want fountains, beer fountains coming up, you want TVs coming down from the ceilings, if you want to be walking over water, Chad's your man for building a pub shed in your backyard. Just make sure you got the ample space and footage and you're all up to code to be able to have a pub shed.
And of course, definitely remember though that the estimate is free. It does take a lot of my time to do it. It takes about a week and a half. So please, when you have time, reach out to me. I can come out to your property, make an estimate for you. Kind of jot out everything you're requesting. I can make a drawing for you just to approve it, and we'll go from there. And then your first barbecue is on me. So basically, the ribs, the steak, I got the first round.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for everyone joining in. Again, when I combine the videos of the first video, it will be about 55 minutes of just no sound. So if you want to hear the audio from earlier, just download Google Play and iTunes or Podbean. I'll do my best to see if I can try to mix the sound onto the video. Since I do have everything recording separately. That was my fault, just still learning. I fixed one error and I get 2 more other problems. I'll eventually work out all the bugs and kinks. Again, I greatly appreciate everyone that listens and has voted for me. Keep voting for me. Let's try to win this. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining in. Hopefully we'll get another podcast here in the next 2 weeks. Take it easy. Bye.